Good day. Good day. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Prairie Banana. I help normal people get into cash flowing crypto assets. That's what we're going to talk about here today. Once I get set up, we'll be talking about PulseChain, the layer one that these assets are on, pTGC, and UFO. We're going to walk through the entire ecosystem. It takes about 45 minutes to an hour, but I do a lot of rambling and I got to get set up. I literally got here a few minutes ago and I've not got set up. So we're just going to chat while I kind of multitask and get things set up for this stream. And then I will be making videos. Hey, 2Gs, good to see you. David, he's been dropping in, making comments. I really appreciate that, David. I'm going to be making I think I told you guys, a playlist with, 6, 8, 10 different pTGC specific videos where, like, if you landed on this today and you're like, okay, what is all this? This is about the Grays currencies on PulseChain. Honestly, just in a nutshell, it's going to be about the Grays currencies. And we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on in the market. And we're going to go through the entire DApp, but like, this is going to be the long version. We do this. This is also a chance for the community to get together and just kind of diss it. So, but we do go through all the details. But I'm going to be creating a playlist. I'm collaborating with another investor on that. I'm waiting on shirts. I'm gonna have a proper, not a uniform, but hey, Tails Dreams, good to see you, man. I'm gonna have a swag. What do you call it? A branded polo shirt. I'm having 4 made. They're gonna have Grays. 2 we're gonna have pTGC logos, and 2 UFO. So I'm waiting on that, and I really want to have a link to my book before I start working on that playlist, before I actually record it. But the point is, once I have a playlist, then, like, if you landed on this video and you're brand new to PulseChain, you wouldn't have to sit through 2 hours of, what is this? You could go to the playlist and just watch through the entire playlist. The idea is that I can put all the details, like my book that I've made, like, has everything that I could almost possibly think of, except for one that kind of is gnawing at me that ain't in the book. No, there's probably more than one, but I can think of one off the top of my head in the book, because I just want, like, I want it to be a complete, like a one-stop shop. You want to learn about the Grays on PulseChain? You can get the book. You want to learn about the Grays on PulseChain? You go to this playlist, right? And when I'm doing this stream, I know I miss stuff, and that bothers me. So we're gonna make a scripted series of scripted videos that will have everything in them. And I think, am I getting laggy? Is the audio laggy? You was just thinking polo shirt, like, with PCs. Yeah, that's funny. That'll be sweet. It will be. Oh, looking forward to getting one. That's what somebody said I'm going to have to do, is like sell them to you guys. Okay. But these wouldn't even be cheap shirts, man. And I'm not going to set up a store. I can tell you exactly how to get yours. Like, mine are going to be embroidered. They're going to be embroidered. And I bought a great polo shirt a few years ago, and it was branded. It's my favorite shirt. And so I just literally looked at the brand. I went to Amazon and I bought 2 of them, and they're too small. So I bought 4 of the correct size in different colors. And there's a lady in town, and she is supposed to get back to me last week. Right now, at this point, I'm waiting on other people, and it's a little bit frustrating. But I want to record, like, when I'm doing this, I'm going to be wearing a polo shirt. I'll be off with the sweater so I can show off the Grays currencies. Yeah. So what's shaking, guys? What's shaking? I got some good videos that were just referred to me in my chat. And if you guys haven't joined the chat, like Tails Dreams, I don't know that you're in my chat. I mean, if you guys don't want to be in the chat, that's fine. But if you want to join, there's the link. I'm happy to have you in there. And what I try to do is keep it loaded up with news, anything that I'm across, anything in my crypto journey that I think is going to be valuable to other people, I'm throwing it in there. And then, but mainly it's a place for my vision for it is for that new people coming over to the chain can come in, ask their questions, get acclimated. I'm trying to onboard people into PulseChain, and that is quite a task to do that. But yeah, if you guys want to jump into my Telegram, there it is. If you need a link, it's a private Telegram to keep the scammers out, to try to keep them out. But if you guys need a link, just reach out. I will send it to you. So bear with me a second as I get this set up. Yeah, I literally looked up. Is this the one? Yes. Okay. I was here at my computer just a few minutes ago, and I looked at my watch. I'm like, oh man, it's go time. And I like to start on time. I'm one of those kind of people. And so I'm like, well, even if I'm getting set up while I'm chatting, that's fine. And I've got my script, so I'm good. That's the main thing. And then I've got my I've got a slide deck that we'll go through. And I'm going to sneeze. I'm feeling the sneeze come on. So hold on. Okay. Let's see. Oh, do you guys want to see something? Do you guys want to see the book? Put a one in the chat if you want to see the book. I don't have the cover, but I can show you some of the guts. Put a one in the chat if you want to see some of it. So I've got it right here. But if you guys don't want to see it, then you'll have to buy it. I think it's 151. It's 150 pages. Let me see. It's 155 pages. The one in the chat. Okay, here we go. All right. Tails Dreams wants to see it, so we're gonna do it. Okay. I'm gonna skip some of the boring stuff, but okay, here's the table of contents. Check this out. Section 1, introduction and foundation. And of course, you got to have a disclaimer. Evaluating crypto projects, comparing token value versus USD, security, index tokens, blah, blah. And they're just little, you see how they're just short sections, right? Sustainable yield, alien architecture, just a fancy name for that group. Then in section 3, it gets into pTGC, the fees, holding rewards, staking rewards, time locking, locking tiers, and all that. There's a lot about locking. It's like the most complex part of this ecosystem is the locking. And then and it's just how many pages are pTGC? It looks like 35 pages, 34 pages dedicated to pTGC, and then UFO gets 16. Double. pTGC gets double the book. I never even looked at that, guys. There's UFO, and then you got investor optimization for like how to buy, how often to compound, taking profits, and then future potential, which is like we're just kind of doing a little bit of moon math, afterthoughts, bullish links. But here's the this art. You guys are the first people to ever see this art, except for the lady that's editing the book. There's the disclaimer. See, every page has a piece of art on it. I want to get down to this one. Where is it? Oh, this is one of my favorite ones. Look at that picture with Richard Hart. That's in this section, understanding index tokens. The alien, look, he's wearing his Hex logo necklace, and there's the PulseChain logo with PulseChain in the background. Is that cool? All right, guys, there's your teaser for the book. It's $155. I don't know what it's going to cost. I have to figure that stuff. I have a lot to figure out on the book, but hopefully I can have a link like in a week or two. I hope maybe 3 weeks. It takes a long time to do a book. It takes a long time. This is a technical book. And I'll spare you guys the details, but I really wanted to I thought I was going to have it done a long time ago. I just can't believe how long it takes. When you're waiting on other people, it can be challenging. I mean, because everything takes time. Like we always pick on the government. Well, we have our own problems too, Very cool. You like that? Hey, John T. I don't know that I've seen you before. John T. Nicholson. It's good to see you, man. Looks great. Have to add it to the collection. Well, yeah, man. If you got a collection of books, you're in the top 1%. I'm telling you, man, people that have books go places in life, man. I have books. I have books I want to read. Okay. Let's have a look at, go vote. I'm going to do it live. It's my first time. I just got my office a few minutes ago. I'm going to vote live in front of you guys and set an example. Everybody go to plsfolio.com right now and vote. pTGC. Give it the old thumbs up. 36 votes today. Well, now there's 37. Every vote counts, and do it every day. You can do it twice a day. I'll be honest though, I do it once a day. On a rare occasion, I do it twice a day, but I do it I'll be honest, guys. I do it from my computer and my phone. I do. Just because you can vote from one time from every IP address. And so I do it from my phone also. And it matters because we want people to land on pTGC and UFO when they come over to PulseChain. It's important. They're an index. Although I heard from Tam Hex, I've been following her on X, and she's like, buy PulseChain, and it's an index of everything on PulseChain. And I've been thinking about that. And I want to talk. Zen, are you in the chat? If Zen's in the chat, I want to talk about that tomorrow on Spaces. Because that's true. That is true, but I want to hear his thoughts on it. So we'll do that tomorrow. I hear that Bitcoin made a new all-time high today. I have not yet seen it. So let's go see it together. All right. The Deck Screener. I literally have not looked at Deck Screener all day. Here is pTGC on the weekly. Let's go over here. Let's go to Bitcoin. It looks like it bounced off of 125. This is the hourly. Yeah, it sure did, boy. It almost, let's see. It 125.6. $125,600 per Bitcoin is what we peaked out at. That is lovely. Ethereum, except we pulled back, but we're up 0.6% in the last 24 hours. So that's good. Let's see. Ethereum. How is it doing? It is at 44.96. It actually what? 4 days ago, it spiked up to 48.35. Well, you know what's happening, guys. Good evening, Gary Bennett. Good to see you, man. You know what's happening, guys? Go follow this guy. Oh man, his name escapes me. I gotta find it. Because I've been getting a lot of stuff out of his stuff, man. A lot of stuff out of his stuff. Did I just say that? Give me a second. The Modern Investor. Go find the Modern Investor. I will try to drop a link in the chat. Let me find him. This guy, he's a Bitcoiner. He's a crypto guy. Okay. The Modern Investor. No. I'm streaming, so hold up, guys. Bear with me. I'm working on this screen over here. The Modern Investor. I'm going to find his channel and then put the link in the chat for you guys. The Modern Investor on YouTube. Here he is. This guy right here. He puts out a video like every day. They're 15, 20 minutes. And I find number one, he's very positive. He's got 256,000 subscribers. Here's the link right here in the chat. Let's browse his videos. He has a very interesting delivery. I haven't watched this one yet. Oh, it says a lot more Bitcoin is about to leave exchanges. This could be devastating. I literally just finished that one on my way into the office. What he is highlighting is that there is a lot of Ethereum and Bitcoin being picked up by institutions. They are picking up like millions of Ethereum and hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands of Bitcoin, whatever. These institutions all over the world, by the way, like there's one in Hong Kong, I think there's one in Japan that he's highlighted. They want to load up on Bitcoin and Ethereum. And some of these guys like, Meta Planet wants to become a Bitcoin whale. Whether they can do it or not, I mean, 1% of the Bitcoin right now, that is a very, very tall order, but they are trying to do it. And they aren't the only ones. There are many, many of these corporations. And I think the only reason that they would be public about what they want to acquire is because they are public companies. So they can't keep secrets maybe. But they're like, making it public. We want to pick up 50,000 Ethereum, 500,000 Ethereum. We want over 1 million Ethereum, whatever the case. And you know what these guys are doing? They're going to hodl it big time. They're going to borrow against it. They're going to borrow against their Bitcoin and their Ethereum and stake their Ethereum for the passive. And this is happening. And like they want to achieve their goals this cycle. So is the cycle over? It can't be. Not as long as these people are still buying. But back to the chart. I mean, look what we saw 4 days ago. Look at that candle, man. That is a wick. That's a wick. 8%. Let's call that 8%. It wicked up 8% and then back down 8%. And that was somebody that probably bought the chart up in a day, in the matter of a day. And that's probably one of these companies. Let's see if we get anything different. It won't be any different. Oh, whatever. Let's go to, that's what we're here for is PulseChain, pTGC, and UFO. We're about to get going, guys. We're about to get going. WPLS. What's happening, man? Not a lot. Okay. All right. You guys want to know my perspective about what's actually happening over on PulseChain, which is where 85% of my assets are or more? Probably more. What I think, all right, I'm going to get real plain, not super plain. I have to keep some secrets. Otherwise, some of you guys unsubscribe. No, I'm just kidding. No, but you know, everybody's got to keep some secrets. What I think is happening is a big shakeout. That's what I think is happening. Okay. I think Richard Hart has been shaking out people for quite some time. And so like 2 weeks ago, he starts blocking people on Twitter. And it's working. Let me know if you heard, because I heard, I just haven't confirmed it yet. My buddy Creator, if you would answer my question, are you watching Creator? I asked you because I didn't watch the entire hour and a half plus video. Did St. Wolf Vision leave PulseChain? Did he leave PulseChain? Does anybody know? Did St. Wolf Vision in his like most recent stream say that he's leaving PulseChain? I think he did, but I'm not sure. So please let me know. And then the other thing is Richard. I love Richard Hart, and I know he has the best. This is the thing. This is, you know, why I can still be excited and optimistic about PulseChain, even at this point in the cycle. Well, I know that people think that the cycle's over or almost over. Could it be? Yeah. But with institutions buying up Bitcoin and Ethereum like it's going out of style, I don't think it's over. And I think Richard Hart has plans. I think he has mega plans. I think he has big plans for PulseChain this cycle. That's what keeps me excited and optimistic. Okay. I'm watching. I'm looking. I just got this confirmed. Richard started blocking people, and well, guess what his latest tactic is? Now he turned off the comments. That's stinging. He is so sneaky, man. He is an interesting guy. Let's see. Can I reply to this one? Yeah, I can reply to this one. But let's see. The next one up. Can I reply to that one? Nope. Only if Richard Hart mentioned me. Then he's not going to. So this, 6 hours ago and then 5 hours ago. Nope. I hope you enjoyed the window that we had of being able to reply to Richard's tweets because he just closed it. Guys, he's shaking everybody out. He's like, if you're not going to believe in me and you're not going to be here, if you're not going to be here with me when it seems like the ship is going down, I want you out. You need to leave. You can come back when me and the rest of the crew are on our way to Valhalla, and you can ride in the luggage compartment. But until then, you need to go somewhere else. That's what he's doing, and he's got a reason for it. Just don't ask me to articulate what the reason is. Something to do with token distribution. I just can't. I can't put my finger on it. That's another thing I need to ask Zen about. I got to write some of these things down. The student needs to ask the teacher, where is my pen? It's in my shirt pocket. Oh, I'm out of uniform. But you always have a backup. So, spaces tomorrow. Ask about shaking out. And what was the other thing, guys? It'll come to me if you guys can't tell me. And I don't expect it to. It's quiet, guys. It is quiet across the land. It'll come to me. But it'll be a good topic. So there you have it. Okay, that's what I think. I think that there's a lot of stuff coming for PulseChain, and that Richard Hart is just thinning the herd right now on purpose. I think that the price is being artificially suppressed by RH. I'm not a wallet investigator guy, but that's what I keep hearing, and I'm going to hang my hat on that he's just thinning things out and suppressing the price. And when he's ready to let the spring uncoil, he will do that. How is he going to do it? I don't know. He's got a lot of assets. He could pump this chain, but he's a frugal man, and he's not going to do it unless he has to. But he is spending some money on a marketing campaign, millions of dollars on this marketing campaign that is working itself out. They're working through sending all those mail pieces out into the mail, and people are receiving them. Now, are they getting exposure into PulseChain? Probably not. But are they getting exposed to PulseChain? Absolutely. Absolutely, man. So it has begun. Oh, and I heard somebody today just exited. Good evening, Crypto Damus. Somebody just exited their entire bag of pTGC. I heard that. I haven't looked at it yet, but they had a lock. I think it was like 44 million. I should go look. I could look, but it'd take too much time on the stream. Apparently they unlocked, rewarded all the other lockers. Then they unstaked. Okay, unlock, 30% penalty that goes to all the other lockers. unstake 1% that goes to all the other stakers. And then they sold and took the rest of their value off of PulseChain. So when they sold, they paid 5%, 1% to stakers, 1% to holders, 2% to the DAO, and 0.5% adding LP and 0.5% burning tokens. Thank you very much, whoever it was. And I hope they left a moon bag. I really hope they left a moon bag, because whenever I see that, having done my own experiments on pTGC, my own modeling, if you will, and having some idea of where this ecosystem should go with a successful PulseChain, I would be very sad for a person that would entirely exit their bag and leave the Grace currencies. It could be devastating. It could be really, and here's a reason to really grieve over somebody that like completely exits their bag, because of what it could end up. It could end up harming. They could end up even harming themselves in due time. Do you kind of follow me with that? Like, if they didn't leave themselves a JIC bag, a just in case bag, and then this thing does some of the crazy things that we've seen in the models that we've put up, you know, imagine how hard you might be on yourself, you know? So yeah, it could get bad. RH behind the rinsing. Yeah, man. You're right, Rick. Well, I think you're right. Yes, sir. I love your PFP, man. A lion with a crown on it. You know, that reminds me of somebody that I'm intimately familiar with. Yeah. All right, guys. Hello, brown conservative capitalist. Haven't seen you in a while. It's good to see you, man. All right. Well, let's see. Is there anything else in the news? We went over the charts a little bit. We didn't go. No, we need to go back to pTGC, because we didn't even get to it. I've been watching like Bitcoin, not only Bitcoin and Ethereum, but I've been watching BNB, and I really want to add like Solana to the mix. But let's go. So here's PulseChain on the daily, and it's looking a little sorry, but it ain't going to be there forever. pTGC is down 8%. Okay. We're trying not to be dramatic, but it's hard not to. Let's get to the daily. Yeah, we're down 8% the last 24 hours. Let's have a green candle day tomorrow, okay, guys? But the ratio, look, the ratio is still 7.4. I think we got up to 7.68 over the weekend. Let's see. That's the weekly. That's the daily. Yeah, we didn't. We got to 7.7. Okay. Yeah, on Spaces yesterday, we're probably at 7.7. Let's look at this. This is the daily against WPLS. We lost a little bit. Now let's go to UFO. On the daily, USD, having a hard time. Yeah, it's 4 zeros, 2040. How is it in WPLS? Probably down. Yeah. It's okay. It's not a great looking chart, is it? I'm just gonna be real honest, okay? I need to be the guy, and I kind of try to live my life like this. I need to be the guy that can look at XYZ token over there and say, hey man, they're actually doing better than us. There is a token on PulseChain that's doing really good, but I'm not going to mention it. But they have admin keys. Okay. And we can't pair with them because of the admin key situation, but they're stinking crushing it over there. But it's a diamond in the rough. I have a list in my deck screener, guys, of tokens that I'm watching. Every time I hear one or somebody says, hey, you need to get this and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, nah. And I put it in my watch list. I'm watching these tokens list. On Spaces yesterday, I browsed through that list. It's a graveyard, man. You compare them to pTGC, and it's horrible, except for this one. This one was like, oh man, does there really need to be this one? And it's not solid X. Said it out loud, man. I broke my rule. Well, I have an axe to grind. Please don't clip that, guys. Please don't clip that. I don't need to have them enemies. Everybody's gonna win, okay? You just pick a horse over here on PulseChain. In my opinion, you're gonna win. It's just some people are gonna win by a 10 or 100x more. Yeah, and that's why I'm here in pTGC and UFO. I have a pinned tweet. I'm actually going to drop it in the chat, guys. If you haven't seen it, if you don't follow me on Twitter, please do. And then go to this tweet. If you can bring me a token, and by the way, a token I just referred to a little bit ago does not meet this criteria. If you can meet the criteria on that tweet, I'll just show it, man. Here it is, but you can go to it. If you can find me this token, one token on PulseChain that has outperformed pTGC, but must meet this criteria. It has to have done more X's, and I think this token may have done that, might meet that criteria. Pays APY, I think this token does. Has no admin keys, dink. I think this token has admin keys. It's 1 year or older, dink. Then, and it has 10 million of burned LP, no, $10 million in LP or more, and 5 million of that burned. Then I'll give you 10 million PLS. That is the reward. 10 million PLS. If anybody can find me such a token. B-Roots gave pTGC a shout out on Friday. Yeah, man. With Dollar Cross Crypto channel. Oh, good deal. That's the value of this stream. And I always want you guys to bring me some news. If you guys got news, I'll tell you the news, and we'll just kind of put our heads together and get all caught up. That's cool. B-Roots is he's a big advocate for pTGC. He holds some, and he wants it to do well. And so God bless him. He has a lot of influence. He's famous in PulseChain. So go get him, Tiger. Absolutely. Someone definitely has some kind of bots on Hex at least. When someone dumps it, it gets bought back up in seconds. Okay. Yeah, are those just buy bots? Are those buy orders? That could be. I think what somebody was talking to, who was this? Hey, thank you, Willie Will. I appreciate the encouragement. Keep up the good work. I try. Who was it was saying? Somebody was saying that there are maybe people that are selling like sell bots. And I don't think it was necessarily sell orders. I don't think that's the impression I get, guys, from other people. And I have not fact checked this. You got to go do it on your own. Let me know what you find out. Is people think that Richard is suppressing the price. So it could be. It could be. All right. Sip of water and we'll get into this. And if you're brand new to PulseChain and you just landed and you waited this long, well, now you're going to get into the presentation. It usually takes this long or longer to get into it. And I'm going to make another. I just want to talk, man. I don't get to talk to anybody about crypto. I'm onboarding a buddy. Talked to him this morning about crypto. He's like, well, do you just want me to write you a check? And well, let's see. Let's talk about that. I need to get him a wallet first and all that. So I need to, hey, Lemonade, you always put the pink hands in there. Are you a girl? Everybody's got their personalities. Some people got more personalities. I'm just kidding. But I got an idea for a chart, like a bar graph that I want to build. It wouldn't take but 20 minutes. Maybe I can do it tomorrow. But what I want to do is I want to highlight, because I'm thinking, okay, can I be role playing with you guys? Can I be role playing again? Okay. Bear with me. Can you just kind of sanctify your minds for a minute and just kind of go with the experiment and not think negative thoughts? Because here's the thing. The people getting in now, like a dolphin position is 29 million tokens. 29 million tokens right now is in pTGC, not UFO. 29 million tokens, $7,000. Okay, so if somebody's gonna, at the tail end of this bear market, they got $7,000 laying around. Cool. You get yourself a dolphin position. That's 29 million tokens. How much is that going to yield you or this new holder in a per month? Well, I want to figure that out, and I have the data to figure that out. But how much is it going to yield in tokens and in value, meaning dollars, because these tokens can be converted to dollars. So, and these are volume and volatility based protocols, pTGC and UFOs, that reward us on increased volume. We have more volume now than we did at this time last year, and we anticipate a lot more volume. And in addition to that, the value of the tokens increases. So if a guy could model this, and we do have some tools to kind of do this, but I want to get it into a one piece of like one slide of a presentation, but just one slide. So if I can get like the value of the tokens today and the volume of the tokens today, and then like do a forecast of a 10x value, 10x volume, and then like show a 12-month progression of like stacking up these tokens somehow into and then what I'm trying to do is work off of Zen's idea from Spaces yesterday, or maybe I think it was Friday. He's like, let's build a model of what it would look like if people are earning their pTGC and then not taking it home for profit right away, but letting it cook for a little bit, right? Like at this point last year, I think I don't know where, are we at the same level we were at this time last year, or are we up a little bit? I think we're at about the same. Let's have a look. Because the idea is, guys, if you go back 52, let's do the monthly because we can count 3, 6. Oh, you just do it this way. There's October. Oh, we're up. We're up. How much are we up? 80%. We're up 80%. So the idea is, how much have you earned in the last year? And then if you can postpone your taking home a profit, like let's say instead of taking home your profit every month, you go back and you take your profit from 12 months ago, and then in the next month, 12 months ago, and you go on, right? What is potentially the value of those profits? I don't know. I just kind of want to build it into a slide. I'm probably confusing you guys, not making any sense, but I want to do that. And hopefully I can. I know I can. All right, let's get into it. I need another sip of water. Does anybody have any comments? Any questions? Pictures of family? Anything? Sorry, that was a joke from my Navy days. All right. I'm going to start. I always start this off by showing my buddy Slade's chart. If you guys have never seen this, and everybody that's been through this master class has seen this 100 times, but here we go again. The greatest currencies in the upper, pTGC and UFO, those are the ones that are outperforming the 4 core assets down below. The core assets are the Richard Hart's, Pulse, PulseX, Hex, and Ink. Okay. And it's just a fact. It is a fact that pTGC and UFO have been outperforming the core assets. It doesn't mean we dislike them. It doesn't mean we don't all have a Hex staking ladder or hold Ink in a wallet, or you got some Pulse tucked away for a rainy day, or got a big bag of PulseX. No, I mean, we love all of those assets. And I've been befriending Tam Hex. She's a Hex lady. She ain't gonna get no pTGC. And guess what? When I respond to her posts on X, I promote Hex. Yeah, man. People got to buy Hex. I'm not buying any, but people got to buy it in order for pTGC and UFO to be pumped, right? So we are pro core assets. We are pro Richard. But the fact is, we are outperforming. We are outperforming those assets. Hands down, we are. I don't know that I have slides to prove it. I don't know that we get into that on this presentation. I don't think we do. But if you want the evidence, I can get it to you. And you can see it in Deck Screener. We could go there right now, but we don't need to. But bottom line is, we love Richard and his products. But honestly, I love pTGC and UFO more because they are outperforming them. And I think they have better utility. I had a hard time saying that. So that's Slade's chart. I'll get it updated and it'll be looking even prettier once we pass the previous all-time high. So these two assets, pTGC and UFO, that we're going to be talking about, let me enunciate them clearly. pTGC, Pulse the Gray's currency, and UFO, the ultimate financial opportunity. We just made that up, but UFO. The Grays are the aliens, and the UFO is the ships that they ride on that go to the moon and beyond. These are index tokens. Why are they? We know what's an index token. Well, an index token is one token that represents a lot of other tokens. So when you hold pTGC and UFO, they're bonded with those core assets that we just saw on that slide. And that means that when you hold pTGC or UFO, you effectively own a little bit of those assets. Well, let me just read you this quote by Charles Schwab. The goal of index investing is to own the entire market or a representative slice of it at the lowest possible price. Charles Schwab. Yeah. And there's been many other famous people that have been proponents of indexes. I mean, this is an index of crypto assets, but there are indexes of other financial assets as well. Like, I think you have a REIT, which is a REIT in real estate might be an index of real estate assets. But anyhow, here is my graphical representation of pTGC and UFO as an index of the best assets on PulseChain. And by the way, the core assets, the Richard Hart core assets on PulseChain are probably going to be the if not the best performing assets on PulseChain, they will be some of the best performing assets on PulseChain. And pTGC and UFO are most thickly bonded. They're in liquidity with each other. And then they're bonded with the core assets and other assets. And we're going to talk about some of that. And I want to get you guys over to Secreto Bank. And we'll look at, let's have a look at the volume. I don't really want to, but on a day like this, it ain't going to be good. Without looking, does anybody have a guess what the volume is on pTGC and UFO today? Tell me what you think. Let's see. I'm going to come up with my guess. I'm guessing pTGC is probably 110. And UFO, I'll give it 25. And these are low. I'll be pretty happy if that's where we are. What do you guys think? I'll give you guys a second. The secretobank.com is where you can go to see the liquidity pairs for pTGC and UFO. And we'll pop it up. You think 150K for pTGC? Yeah, okay. What about UFO? If pTGC is 150, UFO is probably 35, just a guess. But you can see all the pairs. You can put them in order. What else? Oh, I can show you guys without actually showing what the volume is. And you can see the volume. That's the other thing. Oh, whoops. Here's pTGC. Here's all the pairs. There's the volume. 24,000 in the pTGC WPLS pair. PulseX pair has 9,000. Here's the liquidity, 1.5 million in the Pulse pair, 633,000 in the pTGC PulseX pair. And let's see what we got. 62,000 Cryptodamus. We got to sell our bags now. We got to sell our bags and leave the system. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Do not do that. And then blame me for it. You'd be like, Prairie Banana said on stream. No. No. Let's not do that, dude. We're tougher than that. Yeah. UFO 36,000. Wait a second. What did I say? That's UFO got some good volume today, man. I mean, comparatively, almost always UFO has less volume, but oftentimes it has like drastically less, but it's like half, less than half. UFO's crushing it today. I tell you where we are crushing it is in our locking rewards. Everybody that's a locker today got, I'm going to have to do some transacting this afternoon. I'm trying to heed Mando's advice. It wasn't really advice, but I'm upset at myself for not compounding my rewards weekly like he does. I'm like, oh man, he's getting ahead of me, and he's already ahead of me. I gotta be more responsible. So like every week now, that's another thing I want to figure out is the value of compounding weekly versus just like once in a while, you know. And I have a hunch that in a few years I would be very disappointed. So I need to pick up the pace once a week. I got to keep up with Mando. Yeah, that's all about beating the Joneses, right? All right, guys. So we talked about Secreto Bank. That's a free site, guys. You can make use of it. You have to go. Nice checking in. Appreciate the effort. Well, I'm sorry to see you go, Mr. Cryptodamus. No, it was fun. Thanks for coming in, hanging out, man. I appreciate you. Hope you have a good afternoon. All right, here we go. So we're going to talk about here. I got to take the camera off just a second, guys. Hold on. And I'm still here. I'm still here. Don't panic, everybody. Let's see here. We got to talk about the differences between pTGC and UFO. Because you're like, okay, you want me to get into two different tokens. Why? Why don't we just have one? Because they're each different. And here's some of the differences. pTGC and UFO. They have differences in fees. That percent that is a fee. It's like not a management fee. It's a community fee because the fee much of it goes to the community and it goes to the asset for the community. And then this is the different ways that the LP is set up. pTGCs, almost all of it is burnt. UFO, it's user provided. Yeah, people can LP their Richard Hart core tickers with UFO and make cash flow with it. They've been around for different periods of time. They have burned different percentages of their supply and they have different wallet counts. Look, pTGC has 10,000 more wallets than UFO. 10,000 more wallets. One of these tokens is undervalued compared to the other, and that would be UFO. So if you're looking to get a position in something, in one of these, like if you don't have exposure to either of these, oh man, that is really tough. That is really, I always do these experiments in my head, like which one, like if you was just to get one, I have a hard time saying just get exposure to UFO if you were just going to get one asset. I don't, but it could outperform. And this, we're here for performance. So, but I love pTGC. Why do I love pTGC more than UFO outside of price performance? 2Gs, you agree. It's because of its utility. It's because of its the locking feature. I love that I can stake it, and then I penalize when I unstake it because that keeps me staked. I love that I can lock it because I can earn a lot. It's a superpower for pTGC. Locking is a superpower. And as we go up cycle, when those tokens are worth a whole lot more and we have somebody unlock a big bag like what happened today, we are going to be the recipients of a lot of economic value. Okay. So pTGC, but I love UFO I love the fact that I have my LPs over there. I love that. The other thing about pTGC is that UFO burns a lot of it. pTGC burns 0.5%. Whenever it's transacted, UFO burns 1% of pTGC. 1%. It burns a big chunk of pTGC. So, well, let's get back to what I was saying. If you don't have exposure to either of these, get exposure to them. What can I say? Get a JIC bag just in case. Like if you're on the fence and you're not sure, scrape some money together, guys, and get a position. You don't got to get a whole dolphin if you can't get it, but get something because we have a hunch that these little tokens could do really well. pTGC for sure. 2Gs. I can't argue with you, man. Glad I don't have to choose between being in both. You're being in both. Yeah. Yeah, me too. I mean, at this point, I don't have to, the choice has been made. UFO pays homage. It burns pTGC. Ooh. Yeah, man. I like that. 2Gs. That's a good one. Oh, man. We have more fun in these streams. All right. So there's the differences. And then let's look at liquidity totals. Now, this is where there is a big difference in UFOs got pTGC beat hands down. But there's a couple other things we're going to talk about now. Don't give up on pTGC just yet. And I know nobody's going to. Both of these assets, guys, they're stellar. There's the liquidity totals. And I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but you've got the RH cores in gold and then the total in green. All right. And that's as of August 2025. And I have new slides. I just got to update it. And then there's the differences in the fees. Here's how the fees are broken down. Each one has a community fee. pTGC's is 5%. UFO is 6%. Now, sometimes people get upset about a tax token. Okay. They're called a tax token, but we like to call them a community fee because, like I'm going to show you in particular with pTGC, how there's a lot that stays in the system. Okay. Not that a lot goes out of the UFO system, but we're going to break it all down. So the fees. Oh, don't try to think it through on the fees. Okay. Let me help you with one thing. Like if you're on the fence, we all pay slippage. Sometimes we'll pay more than 5 or 6% on slippage. We all pay for when we go to a national park for an entry fee or an amusement park. Whenever you use anything, you've got to pay a fee. And if you're going to use pTGC and UFO to improve your life, you're going to pay the fee. All of us have done it. We've all paid the fee. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt. Going to have a polo shirt soon because we've come a long way, baby. Now, There's something else I was going to say about the fee. Oh, so you lose 5% when you buy your pTGC bag. It's 5%. Come on, man. We're here for X's, not 5%. We're here for X's. So just keep it in perspective and try not to shoot yourself over the foot just over having to pay a fee when these assets are going to blow people's minds. And I'm saying that by faith because I have not, they've blown my mind in the year that I've held them, but not to the point where I'm financially free yet, but it's coming for all of us. 2Gs, Tails Dreams, Crypto Damas. Who else is in the chat today? Lemonade, Brown Conservative Capitalist, Rick 305, Gary Bennett, Willie Will. Guys, we're heading. David. We are all heading to Valhalla. We're going to be there. We're going to have a good time. We'll bring our families with us. Go fishing and playing some golf. Maybe one of you guys teach me how to golf. All right, let's get back on topic here. We got to work until that happens. We got to work. So there's your differences in between liquidity. Now let's break down the fees. And the pTGC and the UFO have a separate fee breakdown. Here it is. With pTGC, 2% goes to the Dow. Polygon, we were just talking about you. Were your ears burning? I'm just kidding, man. 1% goes to the holders, 1% for stakers. 0.5% burns pTGC, and 0.5% is added to the pTGC PLSLP and burned out of existence. So these are deflationary assets, guys. They started with a fixed supply, and that supply has been diminishing over time. With every single transaction, the supply decreases. It becomes less and less and less and less and less for pTGC and UFO. Here's how UFO's fees are broken down. 3% to LP providers, 1% goes to holders, 1% burns UFO, 1% burns pTGC. So they're both hyperdeflationary. And I don't even think we've seen the deflation that's coming. I don't think we've seen the deflation that's coming. We haven't even seen yet, but yet pTGC has burned like what, 12.5%. UFO has burned 8% in the 2 years. pTGC, by the way, will be 2 years old in 6 days, October 11th. 2 years old. And last year we had a big celebration party. This year we're just everything's too bearish to have a party. It's okay. All right, guys. Now, the next slide. Let's talk about pTGC, superpowers and alien tech. Okay, here it goes. pTGC has 2 alien techs, and here's what they are. It's the AMM bots and the net flow being greater than the net outflow. Let me get my... I got to get this highlighted so I can tell where I am. And then it has a superpower, which is the locking, and its superpower is the locking. It's user centric. In other words, you benefit from it. And we're going to show, and I'm going to talk about all of these. At the end of this, when we get into the moon math, I'm going to show you how lucrative the locking can be. And we might need to go look at and add up, if we have time, how much was unlocked, or I'll just drop it in the chat afterwards, probably. Okay, so there's your superpowers and alien techs for pTGC. UFO has its own. We're going to talk about that in a bit. Now, it's first, this is alien tech. This is an alien tech. The more going in than coming out. So the green over here on the left, 0.5% going to the LP, 0.5% burning tokens, and 2% of the Dow. That's all coming into the system. That's all benefiting, bolstering, increasing the system. The 2% to holders and stakers is the only percent of that 5% fee that can be extracted from the system. So you have, if you want to call it 100%, you have 20% that stays within the system. 80% gets split up, yeah. But the 20% stays in the system. So it's always going to be increasing. The price floor is always going to be increasing. We literally have, figuratively and literally, as my teenage daughter would say, we figuratively and literally have a forever up token. Or maybe we do haven't literally haven't and a forever up token. I think we actually do, guys. And I just have a hard time saying that just because of how mind blowing it is. But if you really think about it, as long as we have, let's say PulseChain is going to be here for 30 years. pTGC is going to run for 30 years. And if as long as it's running, it is going to be burning tokens at a minimum. Burning tokens and adding to LP at a minimum. I know it's money to the Dow. What if everybody vaporized? Well, the price is going to go up. The price is going to go up because the value of the tokens, the quantity of tokens comes down. I guess if you don't have any buyers, but yeah, effectively, they will go up. The price of these tokens will go up forever. And much of that has to do with more coming into the system than can be extracted. Hexpedition, it's good to see you. I'm going to pop you guys up, give you a little bit of a moment of fame. A moment of fame. You guys probably laughing at me. And I probably need it. I need a good laugh. Especially today. PulseChain. Give me some joy. It'll happen. Okay, so there's your alien tech for pTGC. One of them. The other one is, we're going to talk about that. Let's go to slide number 7. Okay, this is, you know, the Dow isn't an alien tech, but it's a superpower. But this superpower is not user-centric, but it is a superpower because what the Dow allows pTGC to do is pivot with market changes, is pivot and take advantage of opportunities in the market. Like most token, when we sniped that thing and had all of our community's value back within 4 days. 4 days, guys, from most token. Yeah, it's because we had money sitting in the Dow Treasury and we saw an opportunity and bam, we sniped it and we crushed it. And we still have, I usually have 2 tabs pulled up over here. Let me get the pTGC. I want to see how much liquidity we have with most. I think it might be $10,000, $25,000, you know, whatever, but oh, okay. I'll take that back. $99,000, guys. That's not a small bit out of 5.3 million. That's let's see. That'd be 10%. I think that's 2%. I think that's 2% of our total liquidity is with most. That's a big deal. I mean, so the Dow gives us the ability. So we're like a ship on the sea versus a train on the track. A ship can go forward and backwards. Not really. It can do turns, okay? And it can circumnavigate. But the train is the one that goes forward and backward, and that's all it can do. It has to remain on that track, forward and back, forward and back. And if it encounters obstacles, it's going to have to crash through them or go backwards, but not the ship. The ship can just go wherever it wants. That's the Dow. That's what the Dow does for pTGC. So the Dow is comprised of all the stakers. Everybody that stakes pTGC, myself included, can vote on Dow proposals. Top 100 stakers can create proposals. And that's a whole thing. You can read about it in the book. And we'll talk about it in the video series too. But that really is what separates pTGC from a lot of other assets on PulseChain. And did I pop you up there? Yeah, I did. And it separates, honestly, it separates pTGC from UFO also, because UFO does not have a Dow. And I'm probably glad that it doesn't have a Dow. Yeah, it wouldn't work. Wouldn't work. Okay, the other thing is, the other superpower, or is it alien tech? I got to look at my own notes here. It's an alien tech. pTGC's alien tech. The other one is the AMN bots, the automated market maker bots. Those are the machines that have been deployed on PulseChain that will always be there. They're on Ethereum too. Those are machines that, I wonder if I can do this instead. Those are machines, this is different, that equivalate the different pairs. Creator's calling me. Decline. Not now, creator. I'm streaming. I would like to talk to him, though. I don't think I've ever talked to him. So I'll have to call him afterwards. The MM bots are always equalizing pairs. Like pairs get out of alignment. And I'm going to tell him. Sorry, guys. I want to talk to this guy. Hold on. Hold on a second, guys. He probably doesn't know I'm streaming. Whenever you have pairs that get out of alignment, like say you got the hex pulse pair, and then you've got what other pair can you have? You can have a pulse X pulse pair. Whenever those, actually you got to have pTGC in there somehow, but actually it even works on one-off pairs. But whenever they go out of balance, like that hex pair, okay, you got the hex pulse and then the pulse X pulse. No, that's not a good illustration. Hex pulse and then hex pulse X. There you go. And then somebody sells some hex out of the pulse X hex pair. Well, now that hex in the hex pulse X pair is cheaper than the hex in the hex pulse pair. And so what the market maker bots have to do is go equalize those pairs. So it will buy hex out of the hex pulse X pair and sell it into the hex pulse pair and make those pairs balanced. That's called the automated market maker bots. Well, when that happens in the pTGC pairs, the AMM bots are paying the fee. The management, the community fee. I always want to say management fee. It always sounds better, but it's not right because we don't manage things over here. We can barely manage our own lives. Going to manage somebody's tokens. So that and those AMM bots are working, balancing the pairs 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, forever and ever and ever, as long as we have PulseChain. And when they're paying those fees, 2% to the DAO, 1% to holders, 1% to stakers, 0.5% burning, 0.5% adding LP in the pulse pair. Yo, that goes on forever. I love it. You're talking about like cash flow, a cash cow. Okay. It's a cash cow. pTGC and UFO. Those are the bots. That's alien tech. We were the first ones to do it. I will include myself in this because I'm a holder. We specifically Zen. Okay. He gets the ultimate credit for coming up with that idea. And it was his product, pTGC, that was the first to ever do it that I'm aware of, that we are aware of. If you know of another one, let me know. Just a warning. When you stake or lock your pTGC tokens, they'll remain in your wallet. They'll stay in your wallet. You will see them there. Am I supposed to be in the... I think I'm... must have... Hold on a second, guys. Yes. When you read something so many times, you just skip over stuff and you're like, then you get confused. That's what just happened, in case you're wondering. Because we're supposed to be in the DApp. We're supposed to go to the DApp right now. So that's what we're going to do. If I would just follow my instructions, like word by word, wouldn't have little kerfuffles like that. But we'll get through it, guys. Indeed, we will. Indeed. Hold up. We're gonna walk now. We're gonna walk through the DApp. Give me 1 second, guys. We'll see what he says. I think he knows I'm streaming. That's funny. Technology today. Guys, I'm a Gen X, so all this tech stuff is pretty okay. Yeah, I get it. I totally get it. Yeah. Well, you don't have to show your face. It's okay. It's all good. We'll talk later. It's all right. Okay, so let's go to the DApp. But I'm happy to talk later because I really do want to like meeting people. I'll talk to any of you guys. You guys reach out and you want to have a convo, we can do that. Just not all at once. Just not all at once. Okay, let's go to the DApp. Here we are. This is where you will go to interact with the contract. So this is like a front end. It's like between you and the contract on the network, the Pulse network. Okay, this is your interface. Okay, and it's not the only one. There is another one, and it's called lookintoptgc.com. You can use that one. If you pull up that site, go all the way over to the right, you will see the DApp on the right. Click there, and that's another interface. If either one of these went down completely, you can interact with the Pulse network directly by going, I don't know how you do it exactly, but you can find out on YouTube probably or through ChatGPT how to connect your wallet directly to the network and transact in a grid down, whatever kind of scenario. Okay. But I'm going to talk to you about what you can do with your pTGC, meaning you can hold it and you'll earn holding rewards. You can stake it and then you can lock it. And we're going to talk about that on this DApp. And then we're going to talk about on the same DApp, UFO. And we're going to assume that you hold these tokens. Okay. So that's how I'm going to approach this. That you hold pTGC and UFO. You can do 3 things with pTGC and 2 with UFO. Ready? Let's go. All right. So you would go like, if you hold it, there's nothing you can do. You just hold the tokens and enjoy the rewards. And over time, you will earn reflections. And they show up here. Like this wallet has held 1 million pTGC for a year and a half, 18 months, and it's earned 21,000 pTGC just from holding. And the other 2 things that you can do is you can stake. If you want to stake, select the stake button, and you can stake however many tokens that you have that are liquid. Let's see, I do have 5,543 liquid, but that is because I earned those from reflections, actually. Oh, yeah. So I have earned 5,543 in reflections since February because I harvested all the yield on this past February. The previous February is when I set it up. So I've earned, yeah, this is interesting. This is interesting. 5,543 in reflections, 5,883 for locking, and 8,747 for staking. So do you guys see the difference there? The difference is that the staking is earning more. Oh, the locking and staking, even separate, is earning more than the reflections. Do you guys see that? That had not, let's see, is that true for up here? From holding 21,000, staking 26,000, locking 10,000. See, what I'm looking at and should be showing you guys is this right here. I think that this, I don't know that this includes this here. I am not sure. You know, I could find out. I've got my spreadsheets. I could find out, but I'm getting into the weeds. I'm sorry, guys. Let's talk about what you can do with these things. You can stake it. There's no time commitment. One stake per wallet. There's no, like I said, there's no time commitment. You can stake today and unstake tomorrow. Just know you're going to pay 1% of your principal to end your stake, which goes to all the other stakers. 1%. You can leave your stake forever if you want to. Like, I've made stakes. I have never unstaked any pTGC. I've never unstaked all I have done is stake pTGC. I've never unstaked it ever. Did I say that enough times? I did unlock one, but I didn't unstake it. I unlocked one by accident. I unlocked some other ones too, actually on purpose because they were mature, but I unlocked one that wasn't mature by complete, utter accident. And that was, I nuked 24 million pTGC when I did that. And today's dollars, 24, and they're about $300 each. $7,000 worth of pTGC today that I just paid to all the other holders, all the other lockers. So the staking, the fee, the 1% fee that goes to all the other stakers when you end your stake, which you can do at any time. The jury's out how long it takes to earn it back. It all depends on volume on the network and price appreciation. Like, we have estimates anywhere from a few months to years. I don't think it's going to be years. Knowing or suspecting what's coming for the Pulse network in the short time, I think that everybody's going to earn their staking fees back, in good order. Especially, if you've been staking long like I have, or a few months. Like, I think if you stake for a few months, you're probably going to have most of it back, or all of it, or more. You might be in the positive, but it still hurts. I admit, even though intellectually that you've ROI'd on your staking, it's still like, oh man, I gotta pay 1%. Well, it does go to a worthy cause. All the other stakers. Yeah. Hopefully it goes to a worthy cause. Some of those guys out there, I'm just kidding. All right. So that's what you can do for staking. If you got any questions, drop them in the chat. And all of you guys, is there anybody new here? If you're new, put a 1 in the chat if you're new, because I want to know. And then I want to open it up to questions, but it's still open up to questions. We do get new people in here from time to time, especially when things get hopping. I mean, we get some new people. And that's why I'm doing this, because I want to get good at it. And you guys are probably thinking, Prairie, you got a long way to go. I know. I'll probably never get there. It's okay. Just have fun with it, man. The whole idea is, here's the thing. The whole idea is to do it. Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm doing it, man. Hey, Landscraper, it's been a while. It has been a while. You have an interesting PFP. Landscraper, you have one of the funniest handles too, man. Landscraper. You must work for an excavation company or something. I can only guess you must drive like a road grader, or maybe you drive one of those bulldozers. I work for a mining company, so I get exposed to a lot of that stuff, man. Big dump trucks and bulldozers and some of their techy cool stuff. All right. So you got we talked about the stake. If you want to withdraw your stake, and this is the end stake button right here. We did not talk about your rewards. Here are your staking rewards. You can claim them at any time. When you do, they will go straight from the contract. Here in the contract, These tokens are in the contract. They will go from here when you claim them to your wallet and begin earning reflections. Same thing with the locking rewards, which we will get to next. If you want to end your stake, you will click this button here, and you can end as much of the stake as you want, which is really, really cool. Okay. Now, if you want to lock tokens, we're going to spend a little bit of time here. If you want to lock tokens, they need to be staked first. Okay. Need to be staked first. Locking. Okay, we're shifting gears. Locking is a big commitment and you have the option to end your locks early, but if you do end them early, you're going to pay 30% of your principal, which goes to all the other lockers. So I'm a locker. I am a big proponent of locking. And I'm going to tell you guys that I can tell you that sorry, rabbit trail. I am locked. I want to say, I'm probably 99+% locked. And many of that is in overnight, a year or longer locks. Yeah. 90+% is in year or more locks. So, yeah, I'm a big proponent of it, but you got to be staked in order to be locked. It's a big commitment. If you, we're going to get into some details on that. You can do a locking ladder. Okay. You can have multiple locks. Unlike staking, locking being a time commitment, you can have multiple locks per wallet. You can have probably pretty much unlimited locks per wallet. Okay. So let's look at that. Let's say you locked up 1 million tokens. Staked. You stake 1 million tokens. Then you can lock 1 million tokens, and you can lock them up in different bag sizes. You can lock them up for different lengths of time. And what I like to recommend is that, like, instead of locking up a big bag, that you break it up into smaller bags. Because if you lock a big bag and then you decide you want that capital to free it up, then you will need to unlock the entire bag, paying 30% of the entire bag. But if you break it up into smaller bags and you only need to unlock one, you're paying 30% on that one smaller bag. Okay. So instead of locking up one, lock up 5 or 10, make 5 or 10 different locks. And the same thing applies when you're locked with your locking rewards. These rewards right here are sitting in the contract until I claim them. When I claim them, they go to my wallet and immediately begin earning reflections. Now, here are the locking tiers. You can lock for 90 days to 1 year and keep 55% of those locking rewards. You can lock, for example, 5 to 6 years and keep 80%, or you can lock for 9 to 10 years and keep 100%. Now, if you lock 1 day into the next higher tier, you will earn from that tier. So if you lock like 366 days, you will keep 60%. If you lock 9 times 365, you will keep 100. How's that work? Oh, I messed that up. If you lock 1 to 2 years, you keep 60%. But if you lock, I'm confusing myself. Just know, guys, if you lock 9 times 365 plus 1 day, you're going to keep 100% of the locking rewards. And how this works is when you claim your rewards, let me show you. Ooh, Jonty has a question. I'll be right with you, dude. Hold on a second. Let me get through this. I love a good question. I love any question, as long as it's a good question about the grays. So your rewards sitting right here, 5,883. If this were, now this is a 10-year lock. If this were a 90-day lock, when I claim these tokens, when I claim them, 55% will go to my wallet and 45% will go to the dead address, reducing the supply. Now, this is a 10-year lock. So when I claim these, I keep 100% of those locking rewards. I claim them, boom, they go to my wallet and start earning reflections. John T. Nicholson, if you end your lock after the 90-day minimum and don't unlock, will you always stay in the same tier? Yes. Yeah. I've heard that question like maybe one other time. And unfortunately, yes. It would be cool if you like move up, you know, but you can keep your locks in place, no harm, no foul, indefinitely, and you will continue to earn those locking rewards, but you don't move up in tiers, unfortunately. Is there anything else about locking that we got to cover? I think that's it, man. All right, now there is one thing I want to talk about. You just finished claiming those juicy locking rewards? Thank you, kind sir. Surret, that's a good one. Got to put those miners to work. Yeah. I need to do the same. So once I get off the stream, I can get my wallet out here to remind me. My wallet, my treasure. I got to cover up my name. If you're not using a hardware wallet, guys, grab your hardware wallet. You got to be working off a hardware wallet. Otherwise, you're taking a chance. Yeah, so I'm going to get my juicy rewards there, 2 Gs. And John T, did that answer your question? Let me know if it didn't. And if you got any other questions, dude, we'll stop everything and answer your questions. I want to make sure that you are fully equipped to crush it with pTGC and UFO. Okay, big differences between the cool. There's a big difference between the holding and staking and locking rewards. Check this out, John T. Okay, I got to get a sip for this. Hold on. You have $100,000 of volume in the network today. And, you know, that equals a certain amount of reflections and staking rewards for everybody out of that 100,000. It depends on your position of the pool. Like if you have a 1% position if you have hold 1% of all the tokens, then you'll earn 1% of that 100,000. I'm getting too warm. And if you hold 1% of the staking, then you'll earn 1% of the staking rewards. So, but then as the price goes up, I'm mixing two thoughts here. Let's go with this one first. We'll talk about this one first. We'll talk about the first one first. As price goes up, you get the same rewards, the same value in fewer tokens. As price comes down, like the price is down right now, we're stacking up tokens. We're getting the same value in more tokens, which we love. It's so wonderful, this ecosystem, because we're happy when the price goes up and we're happy when the price comes down. Literally. So price goes up, fewer tokens, same value. Price come down, more tokens, same value. Okay. Back to what I was saying. Let's say you have $100,000 of volume on the network, and then you are paid as a holder and a staker, if you're staked, out of that $100,000 of volume. Okay. If you hold a 1% position, which is a big position, that's 1,000. That's 1,000. Is that 1,000? That's 1,000. Yeah, it'd be 1,000. Ooh, I'm having a hard time thinking this through live on stream. I think it's $1,000. I think that would be $1,000. 2,000 if you're a staker. Or it's in percents. It's in percents. 1% being $1,000 out of 100,000. Okay. So, but just follow me on this if you can. The locking rewards are different. I'm trying to highlight the difference between holding and staking and locking, because locking is vastly different. It's not just like, oh, holding and staking rewards are over here and locking rewards are over here. No, it's like, this is how different they are. Okay. Because The locking rewards are not based on the volume on the network. They're based on this guy that unlocks earlier today and released to all the other lockers numerous tokens. What's the value of those tokens? Contract don't care. It's just going to send you your 1%. If you're a 1%, if you have 1% of the locking pool, it's going to send you 1% of not a $100,000, but 1% of all of the tokens. Well, what if it's 100,000 tokens and you're 1%? What if it's 100,000 tokens and the tokens are worth $1? Okay, well, that would be 1,000 tokens worth $1 each, which is $1,000. So the contract going to send you $1,000 versus 1% of I'm getting it all mixed up. I'm trying to explain it a different way than I had before. This is what it boils down to. The contract doesn't distinguish between the value and the tokens when it comes to locking rewards. It's just going to send you tokens. So it doesn't matter what the value of the tokens are. It's just going to send you the number of tokens that is relative to your position in the locking pool, if that makes sense. So, I mean, whether the tokens are worth a penny, 10 cents, $1, $10, it don't care. It's going to send you tokens. We're going to see it in the locking calculator at the end of this, how lucrative that could be. It's very, very, very different. But the locking mechanism is driven by humans. This gentleman that unlocked today, we were depending on him to do that for us to get locking rewards. The reflections and staking, it just happens automatically by AMM bots and other users buying, selling, and transferring assets. So, yeah, I'm over the moon excited about what could happen in the upcycle with people unlocking, because those tokens could be worth a lot, and there could be a lot coming in. I'm ready, man. I'm ready. I hope you're ready. All right, let's get over to UFO, which would be the next section. Here are UFO's superpowers and alien tech. Its alien tech is the same as pTGC in that it leverages AMM bots, okay, to reduce supply and pay rewards and so on. It has two superpowers. Its thickest LP being with pTGC, and the shares, the UFO shares, which are user-centric, and we're going to walk through those. So hold tight, guys. Hold tight, and whoops. My screen likes to do that. You guys can't see what's going on, but it likes to just expand itself. If you got any questions, even though we moved into UFO, just ask, and we'll get into that. But we're going to talk about UFO. UFO is not to be underrated. Hold on a second. So remember I said that with UFO, you can do two things with it. You can hold it and you can LP with it. You go to the same DApp, guys, which is PulseTGC.com. Select the UFO token tab, which will bring you right here. If you want to add LP, select UFO liquidity pools. And here are the pools that you can choose from. All of these pools will share alike, like the 3% that goes to LP providers. It doesn't matter what pool you're in. You're going to get a part of that 3%. This pool here, notice the token fees apply to this pair. UFO, 6%, pTGC, 5%. So I do not participate in this pool. This pool here, the UFO PLS pool, you will pay the UFO pool, the UFO fee upon exiting that pool. All of the other pools, the UFO fee of 6% has been waived. If you do want to add LP, select Manage Pool, select Add Liquidity, You'll have to add equal portions, equal value of both sides. And let's see, I only have 5,000 Pulse in this wallet. Add new liquidity, sign it in your wallet, and you will have an LP. You will have a RH ticker UFO LP where you are earning from the 3% rewards, and you're also earning your PulseX V2 liquidity providing fees on the backside, on the back end, because this is built on PulseX V2. Now, you need to make sure that you do your LP from this DApp, or you will forfeit the 3% that goes to the LP providers. So be careful of that. Now, there is a little thing in here. It's not a little thing, but there's something in here that we need to check out. It's called UFO shares. So now let's assume you set up your LP. You got it done. If you ever want to remove it, just select this button. You can remove your LP, and you can even remove a portion of it if you want to do that. But in order to see your LP and your rewards, select UFO token. Again, UFO PLP rewards. Now up here, you're going to see how many UFO this wallet has earned, because you earn reflections in UFO, and then you earn LP rewards in PLS, which is really cool. I love earning in PLS. I just like it. I like Pulse. I like having the gas wallet, the gas token in my wallet all the time, and it drips in all the time. So you can see rewards here, and you can claim, like if you had LPs, all of these in an LP, you could claim them all by selecting claim reward. Isn't that cool? Okay, now we need to get into something that's very exciting. See this right here? It says UFO shares. That is, you see how it says 1 million UFO shares? Okay, that represents the million UFO that I put into this LP. I put 1 million UFO into this LP. It was tiny. It's like $2.89 when I set it up. Now it's worth like $30. Okay. Or whatever it is. I put 1 million UFO in there. That means I got 1 million UFO shares. It's 1-to-1. The shares don't change. It's always going to be 1 million UFO. Unless I unpair it. Because right now there's probably 300,000 UFO in that LP. Actually, because it's the UFO Pulse LP. And I put in equal portions of each, 1 million UFO and however many Pulse. And now the people have valued the Pulse, the UFO more than the Pulse. So there's less UFO, more Pulse. So that's sad. But my UFO share didn't change. So I got, and the UFO share, that 1 million UFO share is what determines how much Pulse I earn. So I will never be devalued in UFO shares so long as I keep that LP in place. Now, if I exit the LP and decide, oh, I really wanted those UFO shares because they were paying me a certain rate in PLS. Well, now I would have to pair it back up, and I'd have to buy the difference in UFO, which would cost me. And I'd have to buy the difference, or have the difference in the paired asset, which again would cost me, adding cost to that share rate. And I would argue that right now, UFO being very cheap and Pulse being very cheap, all of these assets being very cheap, the Hex, eHex, Inc., Pulse, PulseX, and PDI, all of these are inexpensive right now. If you don't have exposure to UFO shares, may I encourage you to? Because I really think that, and I wish I could get some guys on here. If I had some guys on here to help to back me up and maybe even articulate better, what the future, what we think the value of these UFO shares is going to be in the future. I think they're going to be. I was thinking about it yesterday, Friday. I was like, whoa, man, it could be life-changing. it could be life-changing. I was just thinking about from my own perspective, but you could put yourself in that perspective too. And just a little bit UFO. Yeah, that's right. Polygon. Polygon's a UFO guy. Yeah, I think that if UFO does a 10, 100,000x, these UFO shares are going to just be so valuable. I know just from mine are going to be, I was trying to tell my wife, she's like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear the moon math. I get all excited about it and she don't want to hear it. She wants to hear about the results, not the forecasting. But the forecasting for me about the share rates is very exciting. So that's UFO shares. Got any questions? Polygon, there's really not much to say about UFO. It's so good that there's not a lot to say about it. Right? UFO is so great. Yeah. What can you say? Yeah. All right. I think it's time for moon math. We already talked about the superpowers and the alien tech for UFO. Oh, I want it before we go any further, because we're in an hour and 40 minutes. I want to get, we're going to do moon math next. These are both deflationary assets. So this is the circulating supply right here. Circulating supply always becoming less. This is your principal bag, always becoming more. Always. It never will stop growing as long as you don't sell any of it, except for your yield. You can sell your yield and your principal will continue to grow relative to the supply, and you continue to earn more yield. So as long as you don't kill the golden goose will continue to produce bigger and larger eggs. Okay. So this is my plug to hodl. Okay. This is my plug for us to hodl these tokens, because if you kill the golden goose, you will no longer have eggs. Both of these tokens cash flow, right? And reduced circulating supply, increased principal means more rewards. You can sell all your rewards and you're still going to earn more rewards. So why would anybody want to shut that down? Not me, baby. UFO shares or UFO reflections from holding. From holding, you get reflections. Jonty, you get reflections. Hey, man, are you in my chat? Maybe you're not a chat guy, but you can jump in my chat if you want to and ask any questions in there too. You have direct access to me and a few other guys, but you also have direct access to a bunch of guys and me in the main Telegram. But there's your invitation to mine. So you can earn two different tokens with UFO. If you LP, you will earn PLS. If you hold it, you will earn UFO. Let me tell you guys something. Okay, Jonty, thank you for bringing that up. Because there are a lot of reflection tokens out there on PulseChain, and I've been involved in some of them. Okay, but here's one thing that I want you guys to tuck under your hat. Why would someone create a reflection token that reflects and want you to buy it, that reflects in something other than itself? Okay, you have token A that reflects in token B. Why not just, why not hold just, if token A is so special, why don't you just reflect token A? Now, there might be some one-off cases where it's like a really good idea to reflect another token, but think about it, man. Does that not make sense? Tell me a scenario where that would not make sense, where it would make sense that token A reflects token B, and then token A is more special than token B. Does that make sense? pTGC reflects pTGC. UFO reflects UFO. Now the LP providers are earning PLS. which is brilliant because it's the gas token for the network. And you can do anything that you want on the network with PLS, practically speaking. Let's do some moon math. That's look into ptgc.com. Let me get logged in. Kudos to Crypto Kong for making this site. Jonty, have you seen the moon math before? Put a 1 in the chat, Jonty, if you have seen the moon math before. If you would, please. If you haven't, I want to sit down. All right, we're going to do all the, put 1 in the chat if you've already seen it. And here's it's look into ptgc.com, and the dashboard is even valuable. Like for new guys like Jonty, like just scroll through I mean, if it doesn't interest you, then forget it. But there's some cool stuff. Why is it taking so long to pull up? You can see token burns, token distribution, the average daily volumes. You have seen it. Okay. Well, I'll calm down then. How many X's we are away from a penny, and so on. And the same for, let's see, what's the 24-hour? $4,500. Not super exciting. And then UFO. Oh, UFO needs some help, guys. We need to, what? Hasn't burned any. There hasn't been a single transaction on UFO in 24 hours. No, I'm kidding. Let's see. Does it show the transactions? Yeah, 296 in the last 24 hours. What UFO does more so than pTGC is it holds up the transactions until it reaches a certain threshold, and then it'll trigger them all at once. So here we go. All right, moon math, prophecy calculator. How many X's do you guys think do you think that Pulse can do this cycle? And then I'm going to put in a 10X factor, because 10 is a good round even number. What do you guys think Pulse can do for X's? Now, we have 2 numbers we're putting in here, the X factor and the X's on Pulse. And the X factor is how many X's pTGC can do above Pulse. And in the last year, it's done almost 8. So I put 10 in here because I think when PulseChain revalues, everything's going to go really crazy. And yeah, no less than 100X. Yeah, no less than 100X. That's where I've been for a long time. So what you do with the X factor, and I put in 10, and we'll put in 100 for Pulse. What you do is you multiply those 2 together, because obviously, Pulse does 100X. pTGC is going to do 10X above that. That's 10 times 100, which is 1,000X from today's price. And you can do the math on your own. 1,000 times today's price gets you whatever it's going to be. Let's see. What do I think it's going to be? About 10 cents. Does that sound right? 10 cents? 30 cents. I think about that. I'm trying to do it in my head. Here we go. I think it's going to be about 25, 30 cents. So 10X factor for pTGC. And then 100X on Pulse. 30 cents. Oh, yeah, 25 cents. Yeah. Okay. 25, that'd be a 25 cent pTGC. I don't think anybody would complain about that. Now let's do another one. Let's do another calculator. We'll do the reflections calculator. pTGC. Let's say you have 100 million, just to keep it really simple, right? We'll go into experimental mode. Let's say we have $5 million in volume, which is, 10 million is like, yeah, it's bullish. All right. 5 million in moderate. You would earn $17 worth of tokens, or 67,000 tokens per day. 2 million in a month. Man. I can't wait till we have volume on this network, man. We're going to be earning a lot of tokens. Whoa, man. I'm just thinking in the future, That's going to be good, guys. I'm excited. So that's pTGC. Imagine earning 2 million every month. but you got to hold 100 million to get there. What if you hold 10? You would earn 200,000. Duh, right? That's why I like to use the round numbers. That way you guys can do your own math. Because let's say you have, let's see, it was 100 million. Let's do 400 million, because you can buy 4 times as much UFO right now as you can pTGC. $5 million in volume. $21 worth of UFO every day. 1 million UFO every day. 31 million every month. $645 in a month. Yeah, man. That's some good cheese, eh? Yeah. I mean, maybe not here in the States where I live, or maybe not where you live, but there's some places in the world where, $645 doesn't really, it changes your life more, right? In some other places in the world. Now, my favorite calculator in the whole wide world, it's funny, is the locking calculator. And you're about to see why. All right. Remember, the staking rewards and holding rewards are very different than locking rewards. The locking rewards are like this different. Okay. And here you go. So we know from history that there's about 395 million unlocked every month. I will find out and drop it in the main chat how much has been unlocked already in the 5 days of this month after this stream. There's about 132 billion locked up right now. Let's say you have, here's this 100 million again, 100 million tokens locked up, and they're now, for sake of argument, worth $1. And you're in 10-year locks. You got really zealous, and you're like, I'm just locking them all up in 10-year locks. Okay. You would earn $89,512. Period. End of sentence. How about that, guys? Yeah, man. That blows my mind. I see it, I see this every time I do this presentation, and it still blows my mind. The power of locking. It's a superpower. It's a superpower. All right. What else? I have so many slides. I could go for another hour, but we're not going to do that. I'm not going to put you guys through that. All right. Where do I think we're at on PulseChain? We got 2 more slides. We're done with the presentation, except for 2 more slides. Where do I think we're at on PulseChain? I think that you guys having exposure to pTGC and UFO, these are fine-tuned machines, been operating flawlessly for many months, a combined 20 months or more. I think it's more. On PulseChain, the best audit ever. Right? Who needs to see the audit when they've been running flawlessly? Okay. All right. And producing, paying us faithfully in reflections and holding and staking and locking rewards and LP rewards. Right? All of that. And moving up against the L1, performing better than the L1 that they're riding on. When this L1 turns around and we are no longer walking up a down escalator, but are walking up an up escalator, boys and girls, hey, hold on to your hats. I hope you have a carry-on bag, because it's going to look like this. That's right. We're just purring right now, guys, with the engine idling. But when the chain takes off, pTGC and UFO are going to absolutely impress. That's my hope. That's my dream. That's what I really believe. But I can't, you can't say anything for sure. I say it like I'm so sure, but oh yeah, man. I can't wait, man. I can't wait to see this thing in action. I can't wait. And we're going to enjoy it together. Believe. Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, I think good things come to those that have positive attitudes. And I think there's something to it. So, all right. So, guys, if you are brand new to the ecosystem, where's my slide? There it is. And you've seen these gold circles around. I'm about to tell you how to get you one and join the Gold Circle Space Force. All right. Where we multiply our efforts. We multiply our exposure by having gold circles around our profile pictures, like 2Gs and who else up here has one? I guess it's just 2Gs. Some people do not have them for strategic reasons. Okay. And that's just fine. But you can get one by going to Secreto Bank, where we saw the LPs, secretobank.com, upload your profile picture, download a new one, and you will be in the Gold Circle Space Force. And you are welcome. You are welcome. All right, guys, that's it for the presentation. We got it done in the normal time, just under 2 hours. All right, are there any final questions? We got spaces tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. Pacific. Be there or be square. Always try to interact with Twitter posts from the Great 369 and PulseTGC. I think it's just PulseTGC, and then my X. I appreciate you guys participating in that. I'm going to get the, I'm going to find out how much has been unlocked already this month. I don't know that it's going to be a whole lot, maybe 50 million. And the average is like almost 400 million. So we will see. We'll find out. And then we still have 24 days left this month to see people unlock. All right, guys. And cheers to you, 2Gs. He got a gold ring. Yeah, let's go out and crush it. Keep a good attitude. It's like onboard people if you can. Carefully. It's pretty rough out here, but it is literally the best time to get in when it's rough. So, all right, guys. I appreciate your support. I really, really do. Polygon 2G, some of you guys, man. I can't say enough. You guys are troopers. We're gonna win together. We're gonna win it, man. All right, guys. You have a great day, great week. We'll see you around the blockchain. Adios.